If there's an issue, we're not just going to kick it. We're going to try to get in and resolve it. So I've seen a lot of change. It's all been for the better. Our mission statement is helping coaches help kids. And so if there's an issue out there that impacts that thought process, we try to attack it.
Hey everybody, it's Pat Cohan, and for this THSADA Director's Cut, we're sitting down with Joe Martin, Executive Director of the Texas High School Coaches Association. As a longtime coach, educator, and leader, Joe has spent his career advocating for Texas coaches, promoting education-based athletics, and helping shape the future of high school sports across the state. In this conversation, we'll discuss the mission and impact of the THSCA, leadership lessons from a career in coaching, supporting and developing coaches, the partnership between coaches and athletic directors, and the future of education-based athletics in Texas. Before we dive into this conversation, we do want to thank our partner in this episode, and that's Musco Lighting. For generations, Musco has helped schools and communities bring their facilities to life through industry-leading sports lighting solutions that enhance safety, performance, and the fan experience. Thanks so much for joining us, and we hope you enjoy this THSADA Director's Cut.
The work that you've done with Texas High School Athletic Directors Association to build a better relationship and to be more collaborative. I got to see it from the side, but Rusty talks very highly of the relationship you guys have and the work that you're doing. What are some of your proudest moments in the last 5 years or highlights for the Coaches Association in regard to the relationship building that they're doing with the ADs Association?
Well, just our relationship. My personal relationship with Rusty's always been good. Rusty and I actually coached against each other in the THSCA All-Star game after both of us had won the state championship the previous year. And then we both moved to new schools, and then we opened up against each other, which is very unique. And so I remember he went to McKinney High School and I went to Allen High School. We played at McKinney. And I remember in pregame, he and I sitting on the bench during pregame, which was very unusual, talking about we both made a really bad mistake because we left some great athletes. But he and I have had a good relationship. I'm really, really proud of over the last 8 years of our renewed relationship and our relationship, a collaborative relationship with the AD Association. Rusty and team have done a great job of building this, and it's important. They're the largest AD association in the country. We're the largest coaches association in the country. We're one of the largest states in the country, so it makes sense. But what we're able to do with them currently in a collaborative effort from the Texas Way, from Educate Excel Play program that we're doing. That's all in a collaborative effort with UIL, with Stephen Mackey and the Texas Way. But just from a personal standpoint, I'm very proud of that because it was not that way. And you know, like I mentioned earlier, THSCA was founded in 1930. It was the Texas High School Football Coaches Association. 47, they dropped football to be inclusive. They allowed other people to come in, but it was really, truly a football organization and still is to a certain degree. The majority of our coaches, our members, are football coaches because it takes more coaches to coach the game of football than any other sport. But the inclusiveness that we have created in the last 8 years, not only with THSADA, but from our girls' sports. You asked me about what am I really proud of in the last 4 or 5 years. We hired Libby Pacheco to come be our chief operating officer of our education foundation and help us be more inclusive of female coaches.
She's a volleyball coach, wasn't she?
She was a volleyball coach. When we were able to hire her, she was the assistant AD in Coppell and the head volleyball coach, and had a great run in the Metroplex as a volleyball coach. Very well known, very highly respected. At that time, we had 11% of our coaches, or 11% of our membership was female. Now it's 23%. So we've doubled it. And she's the reason, really. But it was, you know, we started talking 8 years ago about if we're going to call ourselves the Texas High School Coaches Association, let's represent everybody that coaches in the state of Texas, not just football. We enhanced what we've been doing for football, and then we brought everybody else in. And it's not to take over any other association or any other group. It's just that's our name. And if we're either going to change our name or we're going to advocate and represent all sports, all coaches under the UIL umbrella.
And there's a team behind that that's really doing the work, though. I mean, the amount of individual schools that you guys go out to interact with the staff there, to campaign for what you guys are doing, your rock program, your leadership program. Like, you guys have not just the big event that everybody knows, coaching
Right.
school. You guys have these satellite opportunities to also impact the people in those communities locally. Talk about the I saw a new one, and I don't know much about it, but it was a leadership program that went out.
Coaches Leadership Tour.
Okay, tell me more about the Coaches Leadership Tour.
So we've had a leadership symposium for a long time. We started it probably 2008. And it started in Coppell in the Metroplex. It moved to where the Mavericks play for 1 year, and then we took it to Katy, and then it ended up in San Antonio for a long time at the Lila Cockrell Theater. But the Dallas area is the largest region in our association. We were unable to take anything to Dallas, and so we decided to take it into Arlington to the convention center. So we've had that annually. We started off with great attendance, and we started going the other direction attendance-wise. And so we made a decision a year ago, instead of doing one, let's do 8. Instead of doing them in one location, let's take it to every region in our state. Excuse me. So we had 8 of them this year, and we're divided into 8 regions. We went from Canyon to Laredo.
Wow.
We didn't go to El Paso. We went to Midland. Into Tyler. And so we've been to all 8. It was very well received. We had to cancel one in Tyler due to weather, and when we came back to the second one, it wasn't as well attended, but the rest of them were good. Stephen Mackey is engaged with us in doing it, and it's just bringing those leadership qualities into a campus, to a region that's local, and we're using coaches in that region that are well respected to speak. So coaches are hearing coaches. And then there's a professional speaker, motivational speaker, leadership speaker that we bring in as well. John Gordon spoke in San Antonio. Damon West spoke in Houston. And so we have landed on something we think is really good. We're going to reduce that from 8 to 4 next year.
Okay.
There's a legislative session coming, and that's going to take a lot of our time. And so we're going to reduce it from 8 to 4. And we're going to do the even number of regions in even years and odd number in odd years.
Simple.
And roll it. So.
But it's that work, that groundwork that you guys do that's so impressive. Because you could sit back and just do the big event and add more programming at that big event. But I think what's inspiring is the amount of work you guys are doing on the day-to-day to enhance the association. Why is that more important now than ever? Like, what obstacles are you up against as a coaches association that maybe have never been there before?
Well, one of the obstacles is school budgets, for sure. You know, and coaches being able to come to our coaching school, to our convention, and coaches being able to travel to Arlington to our leadership summit. And so budget has a lot to do with it. 8 years ago, I was able to hire Glenn West, and we talked a lot then, and we still do, of watched the can get kicked down the road for a long time. We're not, if there's an issue, we're not just going to kick it. We're going to try to get in and resolve it and come with a solution. We just got back from El Paso in a scenario where we took time, money, and effort, and went out and met with coaches and officials, and hopefully made an impact out there. It's just, there was an issue, and we felt like we needed to try to be a part of that. So, not that we can fix everything, and not to be out of our lane on anything, but our mission statement is helping coaches help kids. And so if there's an issue out there that impacts that thought process, we try to attack it.
What about at the legislative level? What are the things that you're putting a lot of time and effort in preparing for before we get into this next session?
You know, we'll hear a lot about budget, you know, and will public schools get funded?
Yeah.
You know, there was the big scare about the ESAs and that removing a lot of public schools into private schools, which it's not. It hasn't. The more voucher money is going to parents that already have kids in private school. And it's the majority of that money is going to parents of pre-K to second grade. Very little at the secondary level at this point. So will that funding be increased for ESAs moving forward, which decreases potentially the opportunity for public school funding? So that's a biggie with us for sure. And then, it's the same thing that we have been concerned with in the last couple of years, which was, a transfer portal or NIL for an undergrad. Those things will be out there. And the biggest thing that we watch is making sure that UIL stays the UIL that we know and love and respect, and that legislators don't get in and adjust some of their ability to work.
That's a real threat. I mean, we just had Phil Risen, the executive director for the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. He says that's the number one thing that high schools are dealing with across the country is legislative overreach.
Yep.
And Texas being the state that has developed the UIL in such a way to be able to manage really well all the schools that are going on. They have a phenomenal leader with Ray Zepeda, who's been in it, a coach, an AD, and now where he's at right now in the athletic director space. I don't know if a legislative body could come in and do a better job.
No, I don't think so. Number one, they don't have the passion. They don't have the knowledge, nor do they have the passion. Now, Ray did a great job of laying that out a while ago. Previously, he is a great leader for us. But he mentioned there's 32 superintendents that sit on the legislative council. They make the rules. The UIL staff doesn't. And they make the rules so our legislators don't make the rules. Obviously, a lot, UIL staff, our staff, legislators are in conversation a lot during the session on a number of bills, a number of things that potentially could take place. And we're just, our goal is to be proactive as much as we can be proactive and staying out front.
That's an interesting word to use because we want it to stay the same, but we're being proactive with that, right? We're not trying to halt the future. You guys are almost working on innovating what the future could look like. So what is that picture in your mind that you're trying to create for high school sports 10 years down the road?
Ray said it a while ago, just enhanced community-based and education-based athletics. Just making sure that that's really what's driving this and we are the gold standard.
Yeah.
Texas is the best of the best. I don't care what state you go to. They don't have it near as good as we do from a coaching standpoint, administrator or kid or a parent. And just making sure that 10 years from now it looks very similar. It doesn't have to stay the same. I've been doing this a long time. Like, I'll start my 49th year in public education in 26, 27 school year. So I've seen a lot of change. It's all been for the better, every bit of it. No pass, no play way back when. I was adamantly against it as a young coach. But I didn't have a global view.
Right.
I didn't understand. It's the best thing we ever did. There's a lot of those things that come along that we all push back, and we find a way to turn it into a positive. And 10 years from now, I'm hoping we're still turning things into a positive, and it looks very similar to what we have, but it doesn't have to stay the exact same.
I think that the ensuring part is that there's really smart people who live for high school sports, working really hard to impact the future of athletics at the highest level. Like, there's real work going on. And a lot of times people don't know that that's what associations do in the work that they do. So I think it's important on that end to emphasize that. Before you leave this association's event here, what would be a message you would want athletic directors to hear from the Coaches Association on how they could maybe improve the state of high school sports in Texas?
Follow the Educate, Excel, Play program. And we're giving them THSCA, ADA, both providing coaches and administrators monthly toolkits. This is a way to promote your program. They are the front porch of that ISD. Mm-hmm. They are why people come to school, move to that community because of their great athletic programs. Well, as coaches, we don't do a very good job when we were brought up not to brag on ourselves. We don't pat ourselves on the back. That's one thing that has to change. And you were talking about the same old way or something different. This has to change because we've got to do a good job of promoting what we do in Texas, in our programs. Again, the athletic program is the front porch, and we should be promoting everything that happens in that athletic program that you can promote. Hold everybody accountable, but from an athlete's accomplishments to coaches' accomplishments to facilities to hiring new coaches to raising stipends for coaches to sending coaches and administrators here and to coaching school and professional development opportunities for them elsewhere. So the parent sees that XYZ ISD is going way out there to make a difference and make an impact. And they're vested.
You brought up the Coaches Association coaching school. What's going to be exciting about that or new that people can get excited for going into 2026 coaching school?
One thing I'm really excited about is where our volleyball demo will be. Our volleyball demo will be where we used to have our general meeting, and it will feel like an arena.
Really?
It's going to be an auditorium, not in the exhibit hall. So that will be unique to that space, and we had to work really hard to allow them to do this, to allow us to do it. So that's number one. That'll be really cool. Obviously, our Hall of Honor on Saturday night where we're inducting our 7 new coaches. We have and I didn't mention it in there and I missed on that, but the Astros are doing a Texas High School Coaches Night on Monday night with a reduced ticket and celebrating our state champions in baseball and softball. We have the FBS panel of 13 head coaches in this state that will all be on that panel. It's pretty impressive that you can get 13 head football coaches at that level to be in the same room, much less sit on a panel. Tradition. It's been going on for a long time, and I think it's one of the highlights. Women coaches in girls sports has a panel as well. All that ends about the same time and dumps out into a huge hospitality. And then, the business part of it, of our regional meeting and general meeting, where you can nominate and vote on leadership and all the awards that go along with it.
And for somebody that's never seen it, maybe somebody outside of Texas, how big is the trade show? Like whenever I've gone, it's massive.
Massive.
And it's right before the school year, and it's every vendor does everything they can to present the best product or the newest technology or the newest offering at that show. Just the perfect timing of everything. And then from there, that is their marketing campaign for the rest of the year until the next one. So give me for those that haven't been there, what is the expanse of that trade show?
If anybody watching this has ever been to American Football Coaches Association and gone to their convention, it's twice that size. If you haven't been, that doesn't make any sense to you. So it's it's almost 800 booths, 10 by 10 spaces.
Oh my.
And so they're not all 10 by 10 spaces. Some of them are 30 by 20 or 20 by 40. It's right at 800 booth spaces. Then we have not a full 100 yards, but like 40-yard turf football demo. Same space for outdoor sports, soccer, baseball, et cetera, on another turf. And then we have a full basketball court in the exhibit hall as well. So in Houston, we're able to force everybody that registers and comes to the convention, they've got to walk through the exhibit hall.
You're like a cruise ship. You're like a cruise ship in a casino.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't get food or drink until you do this. And so, which here at this convention, they do a great job of luring people into the exhibit hall. It's really important.
But I think the relationships you guys have, both the Texas High School Coaches Association and the ADs Association, the vendors are part of the industry. They are not vendors. They are solution specialists.
A way to put it.
I mean, there's a very good partnership, and high schools in Texas really depend on them to help them be successful.
Absolutely.
And so it's for a vendor. for event, I don't think you can go to another show across the country and feel the genuine camaraderie with the business and education side of high school sports than in Texas, because they're working together to make it the best it could possibly be.
So that exhibit hall is huge. Our professional development while we're there is well over 250 hours.
Jeez.
In 2.5 days. It's amazing what we put into that. And today's June the 1st, and today's when the fire hose opens up.
Exactly. Well, like what I'm hearing is it's the AVCA convention, which is volleyball, the NABC, which is basketball, the AFCA, which is football, and a lot of other programming in one event for every coach in Texas.
So we'll have, we had well over 18,000 attended last year.
Jeez.
18,000. So our FBS panel will have 42 to 4,500 people in it. Our general meeting will have 25 to 3,000. We have massive crowds that come to those things. Now there's some events that have 25 people in a lecture, right? But there's some of it that has a massive number.
It's a show.
People. Yeah.
It is the mecca for high school sports. Is that your event this July?
Takes a lot of work. We've got a great office. We've got a lot of help.
Joe, thanks so much for coming down.
Thank you. Appreciate it.